What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Um, Getting into this episode of YNR, I fucking love this episode. I feel like Mal Young is doing a good job as a head writer. And trust me, it's not easy being a head writer, executive producer, all at the same time. It's not easy. It's a hard job. And so far, I think he's doing a good job with it. Um, it's good that Neil is back in town. Let me tell you something. Neil is back. He's kicking ass. He's taking names. He seemed like he came back to town with a vengeance. Like in this episode alone, Neil was not playing games with nobody. He was putting Devon in his place. He was putting Hillary in hers. This is the Neil I like to see. Taking charge. He's large and in charge. He's calling the shots. He's pissed at what's been going on since he's been gone. A lot of changes at the company. A lot of changes in town. Um, And I don't blame Neil. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Hillary, but I don't blame Neil 1 minute. I don't blame him one bit for the way he spoke to Hillary. I don't blame him. Also, I don't blame him for being pissed at Devon because they're business partners. Hamilton Winters Group is 50-50. You know what I'm saying? They're both co owners, co CEOs. And the whole time Neil has been gone, Devon's been making decisions, financial decisions, a lot of business decisions without Neil's input. Here's the thing, even though Neil was out of town, we have these things. I don't know if Devon is aware of this, but we do have these things called cell phones. It is the best piece of technology you can have. I'm telling you right now, you can text, you can send emails, you can even dial numbers up there and call somebody when they're far away. It's such a beautiful thing. It is crazy to me that he's a billionaire. A billionaire. He got all these ways of communicating. Like I said, text message, email, you got video chat, you got if you got an iPhone, you can video chat, um FaceTime. You can FaceTime him. You can pick up the phone and actually dial his number and call him. You can leave him a voicemail if he doesn't answer. There's many ways of communication. I mean, hell, you can even send him a telegram. Do they still do that? I don't know. But there's many ways to communicate. Hell, write a letter. You know what I'm saying? He's been gone for months. He would have got it by now. So just write a letter, something to let this man, your father slash business partner, let him know what the hell's going on with the company. If I was Neil, I would have been pissed because let me have a business partner, let me go out of town for a few months, and you're spending all this money buying companies, signing new artists, creating new divisions, and when I come back, I'm just now hearing about all of this when we have so many ways to communicate. I would have been pissed. I would have been pissed because he didn't know anything that was going on. He didn't know about Devon buying the Hillary show, and he didn't know anything about it. Now she's working out of their office. He was pissed about that. He didn't know about the modeling division and Lily coming into the company, with her own modeling division and stuff. He didn't know anything. I was like, what the hell is wrong with Devon? Like, you didn't tell this man nothing? I was so surprised by that. I was like, wow. That to me is disrespect. It really is. It's so disrespectful to just move big business decisions like that and not even tell your partner anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. It's not like he was out of touch. You know what I'm saying? He has a cell phone. He has email. You could have done all these things. Like, that's just bad business to me. And it's just rude. Um, but like I said, I like how he, put people in their place. Like he told Devon, I want to report on every dime you spent with this company while I was gone. I want to report. And I don't blame him. He's getting caught up to speed on what the hell Devon's been doing. Also, he told Hillary to pack up and go back to GC Buzz or the Hillary show to the studio and go work out of there, out of the studio. You're not working out of this office. I don't blame him. He wants nothing to do with Hillary. And I can't blame him because Hillary has caused a lot of problems in their family over the last couple of years. So he definitely don't want her in close proximity working out of the same office. You know what I'm saying? And in my opinion, she doesn't need to work out that office. She has a whole damn studio. So I'm pretty sure she can have an office there. You know what I'm saying? She has an office at the studio. Why do you need to work at the parent company that owns your company? Like, why do you need to work there? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, she wanted to work at Hamilton Winters to be close to Devon, obviously. But I'm glad Neil came in and he shut her ass down. When he found out Devon was seeing Simone, he was happy. He was like, "Good. I hope that's the only person you see." I was like, "Right." But you know, it's good to have Neil back. And Hillary sitting there rubbing it in his face that, oh, soon they're gonna have a new addition to the family because she might be pregnant with Devon's baby. Neil was like, oh hell no. He was like, when he found out about that baby contract, he was like, shit, I could see if Devon slipped up once and had a one night stand with this chick, but you're purposely trying to have a baby with her, you just creating all type of drama for yourself. And I was like, ain't he? Amen. Amen. Because you sitting here trying to create a baby with her, you know how Hillary is. She's manipulative. She's a drama queen. She does whatever she has to get her way. And not only are you trying to have a baby with her, but you're also starting a new relationship with somebody else. Like that's just a disaster for, it's just a disaster. You're asking for trouble, is what you're doing. And trouble has already started. And of course, Lily and Hillary start bickering again. Let me tell you something. Lily has every right, and I mean every single right, to hate this woman. But sniping at her every time you see her is getting old, it's getting ridiculous. Like, stop. Lily, you're bigger than that. Just whatever. Like, it's becoming childish at this point. Like, she doesn't have to like her, obviously that's probably never gonna happen. But it's like, do you really need to snipe at somebody every time you see them? Like, it gets corny. It was good to see Neil and Victor together. He was basically letting Victor know that he's going to be handling his PR personally from now on. So it was good to see them together. Victor, I always liked Victor and Neil's friendship. Always. I always liked their friendship. It was so genuine. And Victor always saw Neil as a very intelligent person that he could count on. He's seen him as a good friend. And trust me, in life, it's hard to find good friends. Trust me. Um, Kyle is a son of a bitch. Kyle, I don't know what is going on with this kid. Like, he is trying to stage the ultimate coup. Like, he's trying to take Jabot public. He's trying to be sneaky about it. He's trying to get some board members on his side so they can vote in his favor. He already got Lauren on his side. And Lauren is obviously trying to get Phyllis on her side since they're all board members. They need that vote to take the company public. So Ashley and Abby are working like hell to get Jack out of jail or at least get his signature on the proxy papers. I'm like, it's the next day. I don't understand why Jack is still in jail. We already know he didn't push Victor down them stairs. It takes the judge that long to sign off on a release. And of course, Kyle was on the phone with one of the judges who happens to be in the pocket of Victor Newman, of course, trying to get Jack, trying to get the judge to stall Jack's release. I said, Kyle is a bastard. I can understand Kyle's disappointment in his father. I understand he's angry with his father because, Jack wasn't always in Kyle's life, for the first years of his life, when he was younger and stuff. Jack was never really a part of his life. So I can understand there's resentment, there's anger, but to purposely want your dad in jail long enough so you could take the company from him, that's fucked up. That's low. And I hope Jack, takes his belt off and whoop his little ass. Like, you need to beat the shit out of this boy. He needs an ass whooping. I'm telling all the kids on this show need a good ass whooping. I'm telling you. A good ass whooping will cure a lot of these attitudes. I'm just saying, because these kids are out of pocket on this show. Reed, Kyle, like, they're just out of pocket. Um, I just can't believe that he would purposely want his dad to stay in jail like that. Like, knowing he's innocent. Like, that's fucked up. So I'm happy that Ashley, Abby, and Billy, they're all just working together trying to protect Jabot, which they should. Um, Abby and Ashley were just thinking like if they don't have enough votes, they know which way to, how to stop it by simply telling the board that Jack is not a blood abbot, so Kyle is not a blood abbot. So therefore, he has no authority to make decisions. He already has no authority because he came back to town And as soon as Jack got arrested, Kyle basically appointed himself as acting CEO. And in my opinion, legally, he had no right to do that. You need the board to appoint you as acting CEO, and the board did not vote him in as acting CEO. He voted his damn self in, which he had no authority to do. Even if you are a stockholder in that company, you still need the board and the rest of the shareholders to vote your ass in, which they did not do. So he has no authority to call a meeting, to vote to take the company public. He has no authority to do none of these things. Absolutely no authority. I could not believe that Phyllis voted with Lauren to take the company public. I said, what the hell is Phyllis doing? Jack brought her on the board so that way she can be an ally to him. And by you voting, you're basically to take the company public, you're voting against him, basically, because you know Jack don't want this company to go public. So when things were going in Kyle's favor, that's when Ashley decided to speak up and try to tell the board that he wasn't a blood abbot. Luckily, Jack got there in time, to shut this shit down, because Jack basically told Kyle, "You have no authority. Your vote is invalid. Get the fuck out my seat." I said, "Thank you, Jack. Take some charge in this situation." I said, "Damn, this little kid is going up against some heavy hitters." Like, and that's what I said in my previous review. Kyle is barking up the wrong tree. Like, he thinks he's slick, but you're not as slick as Jack, Ashley, and Billy and Victor. Come on, these people have been scheming in business for years. How do you think they all got to where they are? Come on, they're natural born schemers. So you think that you're gonna outwit them and outsmart them? Yeah, your little dumbass plan was working for a millisecond, but it's over now. Munchkin King, your little reign of terror is now done. Have several seats. Um, so anyway, I like the way Mal Young is writing the women on this show because Nikki is she's becoming the strong matriarch that I've wanted her to be as far as at the helm of the Newman family. Because here's the thing, I know some people were saying Eric Braeden was thinking about retiring and stuff. Honestly, I feel like now is not the right time for Eric Braeden to retire. And I'm saying this because if Victor Newman were to retire, go off, die off, whatever they want to do with him, there's nobody in the family that's strong enough to lead that family. You need somebody who thinks like Victor, who's equally yoked like Victor. You know what I'm saying? You need somebody like that. The only person in that family that was like that was Adam. He was the only one who's equal to Victor, who could match wits with Victor. Victoria, she's a close third, I will say. Victoria is a good schemer, but the problem is she doesn't cover her tracks good enough. And she buckles under pressure. That's not good. You know what I'm saying? She needs to learn how to think like Victor. You know what I'm saying? So if Victor were to go without Adam, there's nobody. That family would just go to hell. I'm telling you right now, that family would go to hell in a handbasket if Victor were to leave right now, because there's nobody strong enough. Nick is weak. Nikki, I feel like she's strong when she needs to be strong, but at the same time, with her alcohol problem, anytime things get real, way too tough, I feel like she might revert back to that drinking again, and that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? So there's nobody strong enough to lead this family. But I am liking Nikki right now because she is taking the lead right now. She I'm glad in a way. I'm happy she didn't tell Victor because at first when I was watching the episode, I'm like, why isn't she telling Victor about killing JT, covering it up? Why? But then when she explained it to Victoria, I understood where she was coming from, and she's actually smart in keeping the secret from Victor too, because we all know how Victor is. If in the future, if Nikki or Victoria step out of line, or Sharon or whoever step out of pocket, he could use that information against all of them to get them in line. So I'm glad she didn't tell him. I said, yeah, you smart on that one. She know Victor better than anybody, so she know how he work. He might be on your side right now, but what about the future? If you get out of pocket, if you want to do your own thing, if you cross him, he could use that against his family, and we all know Victor would to get what he want. Look what he did to Adam. He threatened to put Adam in prison for Delia if Adam didn't do what he want. Give him access to Connor. Just basically cop to all his demands. So if he could threaten to throw his own son in jail, why wouldn't he do it to Nikki? Hell, he already threatened to put Nikki in prison over her stealing his money. That's how they got into this whole marriage arrangement in the first place, because he tried to blackmail her. So he would definitely use that JT shit against them. I know he would. So it was actually smart of her not to say shit to him. I say, yeah, you was smart on that one, because I would have did the same thing. I wouldn't have said shit. The less people that know about this, the better. But I feel like somebody gonna snitch. You know, they're doing a good job so far as covering their tracks. Because even when Paul was searching Victoria House and stuff for JT, well, not for JT, but for his whereabouts, I was so happy that Phyllis jumped in to take. You know, she took the lead on this. You know, she got rid of the fire poker. She threw that shit in the lake. She threw this JT cell phone in the dumpster. Phyllis, she ain't new to this. Phyllis done covered up so many crimes. Phyllis know how to dispose of a body. That bitch smart. But you know, I'm glad that Nikki went to Sharon though about the rug, cause they do need to get rid of that damn rug, cause it got JT's DNA all over it. All of their prints and stuff is all over it. So it was smart to get rid of that rug, cause I was thinking that too. I said, why are they not getting rid of this rug? But Nikki told Sharon, she was like, we need to get rid of this rug. Whether Sharon likes it or not, she's a part of this up to her neck, whether she like it or not. And I agree with Nikki. Phyllis stepped up. Phyllis got rid of some evidence. Now it's your turn to step up. Sharon got no choice but to step up. My whole thing is, I feel like somebody gonna snitch. Even though they got rid of the rug, they burned the rug, they got rid of the fire poker, the cell phone. I feel like one of them is gonna snitch. I feel like Nikki is least likely to snitch, but I feel like it's out of Sharon and Victoria, because Victoria already feeling guilty about all this, especially when Reed came home wanting to talk to JT. She feels guilty about it. And you know, she went to Victor and stuff like that, you know, to tell, basically she blaming herself, but Victor was like, it's not your fault or whatever. But I feel like she might slip up and tell, I think she might slip up and tell Victor. At some point, I think she might tell Victor. She might slip up and tell him. Or I feel like Sharon might tell Nick. There is a possibility that Phyllis could tell Billy, but I feel like it wouldn't happen. Phyllis is stronger than Sharon. I feel like Sharon has the weaker mind in some cases. I do like Sharon, don't get me wrong, but I feel like under a little bit of pressure, Sharon would definitely crack and tell Nick something, or it might slip up to Mariah. I feel like I just got a feeling one of them are gonna snitch. I don't know which one per se, but I know one of them is gonna tell something. I just fucking know it. Um, and this is a secret so big, it's like, this is what I said yesterday. They should have went to the cops and just told them it was self defense. But now that y'all covered it up, a lie like this, you got to keep going with it. Cause once the bigger the lie, it's like once you tell lies like this, you just got to keep that shit going. It's no turning back now, cause they done got rid of evidence. They done disposed of the body. Now you have no choice but to keep this shit a secret. So that self defense shit, it ain't gonna work for you later, cause it's too late now. They part of a cover up. Um, Billy is already a little suspicious because he was wondering why Sharon and Phyllis are so buddy buddy all of a sudden now. So he's definitely getting suspicious. Nick is already a little suspicious too because Sharon tried to hurry his ass out the house the other night. So Mariah's suspicious. The more people that's getting suspicious, the more questions they gonna ask. So I think somebody snitching. I already know. But anyway, hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I will see y'all all later. Peace.